Charles the Bronx Oliveira versus Justin the Highlight Gaethje goes down at UFC 274, and I am so excited to witness Oliveira pick up another win. That's my prediction. Getting straight into it, I'm gonna tell you a little something about the last time Oliveira fought against Poirier. I predicted a second round submission. It didn't end up happening, but I still kind of imagined the fight would play out in a similar sort of fashion as it did, with obviously Oliveira getting the rear naked choke up against the cage. It's terrible for Poirier. That's 2 title fights, 2 rear naked chokes against the cage. Khabib did it in the 3rd. Oliveira did it faster than Khabib, funnily enough. But anyway, going back a little bit further, I predicted Michael Chandler to lose to Oliveira by knockout in the 2nd round, and that's exactly what happened. This fight, leaning into this fight, MMA maths doesn't really work. If you think about this in this perspective, Chandler wasn't knocked out by Gaethje. He was hurt by Gaethje. He was battered around by Gaethje a little bit. Gaethje didn't knock out Chandler. Oliveira knocked out Chandler. Perfect left hook, right? And landed way less punches than Gaethje, and he was more hurt than Gaethje was in the whole Chandler fight. Oh, Oliveira has more power. He doesn't have more power than Justin Gaethje. Gaethje's just a bigger guy, stockier guy. Has been striking, I'd say, in a much more aggressive fashion, high pace, high intensity fashion than Oliveira has, especially in training. And you just watch their fights, you can see the complete difference in styles. I mean, I seen a tweet the other day. Oh, Oliveira is gonna get dropped 5 times by Justin Gaethje. Gaethje's gonna absolutely batter him. Then at the bottom it was like, picking Oliveira by 3rd round submission. Like, it was, I love tweets like that because it's so true. They do it a lot with Derek Lewis. Like, Derek Lewis is going to get out wrestled and outclassed. Picking Derek Lewis to win by KO. The reason I bring this up, is because Oliveira is being slept on. Stop sleeping on Oliveira. 1st round submission for Charles de Bronx Oliveira. I think he'll land a trip in the clinch, or Gaethje will come forward. It'll be very hunched over. Gaethje is not the same when he's afraid of a takedown. I don't think anybody gets this. Against Khabib, he was a shell of himself. Against Chandler, he was also a bit of a shell of himself in the 1st round until he realised, oh fuck, okay, he's not going for the takedown. I'm just going to go all guns blazing. That wasn't fight of the year, by the way. I know people say it is. It was bloody, it was messy, but it wasn't fight of the year. It was just a kind of like, they were trading, of course, one of the best fights of the year last year, but it's not fight of the year, guys. Come on. Like, Holloway versus Rodriguez was a much higher level of MMA than Chandler versus Gaethje. I say the lightweight division isn't very high level in terms of skills in MMA compared to the featherweights and the bantamweights. There's a massive speed difference. We just seen it with Dan Hooker going down to featherweight, completely outclassed. It's just kind of like, well, lightweights aren't skilled. They're in that kind of middle bracket. Welterweights are pretty skilled. Middleweights aren't skilled at all. Middleweight is the worst division in the UFC, excluding the women's divisions, because we can't really put that into comparison. I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, rambling on. I'm just trying to give you a bit of like insight to my thoughts before I give you like my prediction and breakdown. However, I believe De Bronx goes out, submits Gaethje in 1 round. I think he'll be hunched over. They'll get into a bit of a scuffle. Oliveira will take a shot. He'll shoot like a little trip. He'll go for like the inside trip or something. Get Gaethje down straight into side control. Hold Gaethje there. Gaethje will sprawl. Oliveira will be on top, north-south position, and then he'll work his way round from there, holding him down. I'm thinking maybe a rear naked choke as well. I can also predict the Kimura arm lock from the back. Maybe into an armbar or something. I just think Gaethje will have nothing for him. I think Justin Gaethje is a very low-level fighter. I think he's tough and he comes forward and he's durable. He's not good. I don't think Gaethje's good at all. I think the Poirier fight was good because they're both tough as fuck and they weren't going to wrestle. But I think when you put wrestling into it, Gaethje's a shell of himself. He's hard. He knows he's not comfortable enough on the ground against Oliveira. He knows he's not ready for that type of pressure, that type of skill set. He's saying all the right things. He's in his hometown as well. Arizona, hometown. He's going to be feeling the pressure. Gaethje isn't. He's been privileged. He doesn't deserve this shot. The winner of Islam versus Beneil Dariush probably deserves the shot more than Gaethje, because Gaethje fought Chandler. He fought number 6 in the world or something like that. Number 5 in the world at the time. Oh, if I don't get a title shot, that's a disgrace. No, it's not, brother. Are we forgetting the fight before? You were just absolutely demolished and choked out by Khabib. He tweeted the other day, "Oh, Oliveira's gonna have to go through fire just like Khabib did." Brother, you were submitted from mount, a triangle from mount. He walked you like a dog. Like, that's what just gets to me a little bit about Gaethje. He's delusional. He's an idiot. I think he's losing brain cells every fight. I think send him to the prelims. I think after this fight, who does he fight? Makachev, Dariush. After this fight, he's probably gonna go fight RDA or something like that. But he wants to fight 2 times a year. At this rate, he's never gonna get another title shot. 2 title shots, 2 brutal defeats by submission. Oliveira is gonna go out, whitewash him. The new king. It's still the Oliveira. The Oliveira. It's Oliveira is a different breed. I think Oliveira. I want to say he would have beat Khabib, but we just can't tell. Khabib probably would have just held him down and not let him move. It probably would have been a pretty shit fight, to be honest, because both their striking wouldn't have done very well. Khabib's kind of like one shot at a time, swinging his arms while coming forward, versus Oliveira's kind of like bouncy kicks, flying knees, crazy stuff. That like the Kevin Lee fight was incredible for Oliveira. He lost a few rounds in that fight, though, I believe, but I think he needed to feel the higher level competition. Don't quote me on that, by the way. I know Kevin Lee has kind of went downhill dramatically, but not the point. Not the point. I just see the fight not being anywhere close. I think on the feet it'll be all right. As soon as Oliveira gets it down, I just said it myself. Side control. They'll be in north-south for a little bit. Straight back mount. Maybe a Kimura or an armbar from the back. That's what I'm thinking. First round. Put money on it, I'd say. Put money on Oliveira submission in the first 2 rounds. Because Justin Gaethje could go out there, drop him a few times. If he drops him, he's not going to get on top. You know what I mean? I think Gaethje is delusional. He's an idiot. He thinks he's worth more than he is. He's useless. Like, he's actually really bad. He went to a razor close fight with Michael Johnston, hurting each other. Who else has he beat? James Vick, no fucking chin. Donald Cerrone, old, no chin anymore. And that fight was somewhat, in the first 20 seconds, you could tell, they were both easing into it. Like, it wasn't like it was like a whitewash. Chandler, razor close fight. Both of them got hurt. He beat Chandler fair and square, though. But Chandler's game plan was useless. Chandler didn't wrestle. Chandler threw everything out the window to entertain the fans. He won the fight. Fair play. Lost to Poirier. Was doing very well against Poirier because he made that a war. Poirier gets drawn into wars. Completely dominated by Khabib. Dominated Tony Ferguson. He beat the testosterone out of Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is too old now. He's fucked. Oliveira, first round submission, mark my words. It's about time people start understanding that Justin Gaethje is nothing in the sport of MMA. He's a privileged little prick. McGregor's allowed to be privileged. McGregor's allowed to be a prick all he wants. A little bit of a cunt. Because McGregor is worth something. Gaethje doesn't bring anything to the company. I'm sorry. He shows people how low level MMA can be. He's very high level at fighting. His MMA skill set is horrible. He's not flawless. He's fun to watch, yeah. But if you put it in perspective of does he deserve this, he doesn't. Wow, he beat James Vick. Wow. He just about beat Michael Johnson. Oh, wow. He just about beat Chandler. Oh, wow. He beat Donald Cerrone. Big whoop. Oh, wow. He absolutely got demolished by Khabib on the ground. And Khabib was landing shots on him. First round you can give to Khabib, and that was all striking. Maybe he loses this and fights Dan Hooker in September. Comment your thoughts. Comment your opinions. Thanks.